Hello, we got it. All right, we got a lot going on today, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of switcherooing. So, we are going to start off today with Renee, if she can come up and do the pledge in a four-way, and we have to have it memorized. So, we'll see how we do.
We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our four-way test. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And four, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Renee. And our inspiration today is Brenda. So, I think I'm going to try to record it because Brenda always gives such a wonderful inspiration that.
All right. I appeal to all the positive powers in the universe, the great mystery. I seek enlightenment and to be mindful, joyful, and non judgmental. I search for truth and expanded awareness. And I acknowledge that truth has many aspects, and love is large enough to encompass them all. May I always trust in love and the process and show up each day as the best version of myself. May I have the wisdom to use my resources, my gifts, blessings, and opportunities for the betterment of all creation. May I be mindful that not all are allowed to experience the aging process, and it isn't for sissies. However, it can be a blessing, for as I respond to the call to be more resilient and more adaptable, I will continue to have what I need to be a positive force in the upward movement of mankind. I call upon my new superpowers, grace, gratitude, and grit, to help me navigate my golden years. Let the harmony and love flow inward and outward. Oh, so be it. It is so.
Very nice. I tell you, this woman is very wise, as you say. So I think we need to have her sit down with a microphone at some point in time and just record herself. Yes. How did you know? So how do we do the card wise? Okay. Okay. And actually, I think what we have going is we have John Schiavone, who's a visiting Rotarian. He'll be giving us an announcement today. Welcome, John. Always welcome, John. And then we have Charlene Sansom. I'm assuming she is grandma, Evelyn's grandma. She's here. And there's a whole lot of other people here today who are going to be speaking. So we'll just let them be announced as they come up. We are going to do a switcheroo because today is our four-way speech contest. So we have our judges up here ready to go, and we have two of those speech people who are actually have to leave by 12:15 because they are athletes, and athletes gotta go, gotta go. So we're going to start the four-way speech right off the bat so that the people who need to go can go. Delynn Sharpen, who is our Interact Director. Hello, Delynn. We totally appreciate what you do. And Tiffany, I want to say Tammy, but I knew that was right. Tiffany Mackey is also an honorary Rotarian, and she is here, and we thank her for all that she does, bringing these wonderful students. So if you want to, Delynn, just do a quick little blurb to get the thing started, and we'll start off with our four-way Rotary speeches.
Walk and talk up here so they can come up and be ready. Good afternoon. So real quick, backing of the four-way speech, I was asked to do just a minute real quick and get going. For those of you who don't know what this four-way speech test was created by Herbert Taylor in 1932 and adopted when he became the president of Rotary International in 1954. It then later in the 20th century came to evolve into a speech competition that the Rotarians used with their future leaders or the students in the high schools. It began with small town clubs and has grown to a massive district-wide event. What the goal is on this specific goal is for the contest is to acquire the youth with, have them join with Rotary on what our four-way test stands for and understand and appreciate our ethical standards. It also allows them to demonstrate and enhance and embrace what we hold to be truths. And it allows us to recognize, encourage, and reward the hard work that they have put into this. And I will give more later because this is our first one. This has 4 North Valley speakers. The winner of this will then compete against the other local schools, and the winner of that will go on to the district, to our next district level. We have them labeled as speaker 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that we kind of keep it, supposed to keep it more general so we don't really know about them or who they are, so they can reflect themselves in their actual speeches. So we will get going, and speaker number 1.
Picture this. It's August, sophomore year of high school, and you're a brand new student in a new place. You've heard that the school is a little cliquey, but you're confident in your ability to make friends and find a place. You're nervous for your first day, but it goes well, and you even manage to make a friend. Now fast forward to around October time. You are part of a trio, and you finally feel like you have a place in this whole uncomfortable, unfamiliar place that you've moved to. Until one day, everything feels off. They smile at you, but it's a different, weaker version of the one you're used to seeing. They laugh at your jokes, but under further inspection, it looks more like they're wincing. You're in a class you share when suddenly a bomb is dropped on you. They've decided that they don't like you. They think you're a bad friend, too negative, too annoying, too much. You go to school the next day feeling discouraged. You sit alone at lunch eating cafeteria food, and one of your classmates approaches you. Do you hear what she's been saying about you? You listen, and you listen, and you listen some more to crazy things that this person you barely know made up about you. And in the months following, you feel the effects of everything she said. You sit alone in the library every day, watching Netflix with your phone propped up on the milk carton. You examine every single possible thing another person could have even fathomed about you, and you feel angry and hurt and judged unfairly. You barely got the chance to make an impression, to make friends amongst people who have known each other since kindergarten, to be yourself. And that's exactly what happened to me. Petty gossip ruined the little perception people had of me. The reasoning behind it, I still do not know. And to be frank, I don't care. It was 2 years ago, and as a senior, I recognized how ridiculous it all was. But this is the sad result of gossip. Feelings get hurt and images are ruined. Today, I will be discussing the perils of gossip and how it applies to the four-way test. Is it the truth? Gossip is based on unverified information, assumptions, and hearsay rather than facts. The premise of the four-way test asks individuals to consider if what they are saying is accurate and reliable. However, gossip often spreads without evidence and changes as it passes from person to person. So even if a piece of gossip sounds true, it cannot be trusted. Because gossip is rooted in speculation, it fails this standard and should not be shared. False and incomplete information damages relationships, reputations, and especially emotional well-being. People often have no chance to defend themselves or correct the story, leading for many to judge them for the incomplete truth. This often leads to a spiral effect: unfair treatment, bullying, anxiety, depression, and not only that, but also mistrust and conflict, and damaged opportunities for open, honest communication. Gossip causes real emotional harm even when that's not the intention or the speaker thinks it's just talk. Is it fair to all concerned? Gossip places people at an unfair disadvantage because it spreads information about them without their knowledge or consent, or an opportunity to respond. When people gossip, they share one side of the story or exaggerate details, leading to bias and inaccurate judgment. The lack of fairness causes harm by damaging reputations, straining friendships, and encouraging different treatment from others based on rumors rather than facts. Gossip also isolates people socially, creating embarrassment and mistrust even when they've done nothing wrong. It prioritizes entertainment and curiosity over respect and equity. Gossip fails to treat everyone involved with fairness and dignity, directly violating the principle of being fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Gossip undermines trust and damages relationships rather than strengthening them. Instead of bringing people together, gossip creates division and encourages judgment, suspicion, and negativity. When people learn that others are talking behind their backs, it leads to feelings of betrayal, embarrassment, and especially insecurity, making it difficult to maintain healthy friendships. Gossip especially harms the people who participate in it, since nobody feels safe from being talked about next. And not only that, but the person who created a rumor loses credibility, and people think less of them because of what comes out of their mouths. Over time, this behavior weakens goodwill within a group, replacing respect and understanding with mistrust and conflict, and prevents genuine supportive friendships from developing. Lastly, is it beneficial to all concerned? Gossip rarely provides positive outcomes, and it causes unnecessary harm. It doesn't inhibit personal growth, and it doesn't resolve problems. It damages reputations and emotional well-being. Subjects of gossip often experience stress, anxiety, and embarrassment. Those who hear it may develop unfair opinions based on rumors. Gossip also disrupts group harmony by creating tension, misunderstanding, and overall conflict. It also offers no real solution. It fails to benefit those involved and instead creates lasting social harm. As someone who has borne the weight of gossip in all of its infamy, there is not a singular aspect of it that makes it valuable to participate in. If I create a rumor, it makes me look bad. If I'm the subject of a rumor, it makes me look bad. And so today I would like you to consider how avoiding gossip might change things. I know every single person in this room has said something negative about another person in their lifetime, and myself included. The truth of the matter is, it can be so hard not to participate in gossip, especially when it's about somebody you don't like. But what might the world be like if everyone applied the four-way test to what comes out of our mouths? The world would be a better place, and it would encourage mindful and respectful communication. When people pause and ask what they're about to say is truthful, fair, or beneficial, they're less likely to spread rumors or insults or harmful misinformation that will hurt others. And not only that, but it will promote empathy by requiring individuals to consider how their words might affect somebody else's feelings or reputation. By choosing words that build understanding instead of division, the four-way test helps foster kindness, trust, and cooperation, making everyday interactions more positive and the world a more compassionate place. It's as Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you.
In our modern era, we often like to think that we're hyper-connected with each other, whether that be through social media, online communications, or instant messaging. Well, I'm here to say that there has been a growing divide in human relationships caused by screens, differences, and metaphorical cocoons. Service is the perfect remedy for this disaster. It restores power back to the community and allows us to regain our strength. So how we do that is we apply the four-way test to see how it affects community. Number one, is it truth? Disconnect is often fed through the curation of online profiles, communities, and identities. It's merely a placeholder for one's capacity, their true capacity, to commit real change. Service also exposes a universal truth. Every human has needs. When serving, you begin to see past an online avatar of someone you don't or truly know, and you begin to see a real human being. This sparks real human connection and allows you to strengthen emotional and physical relationships with others. Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Isolation thrives when people are unseen, neglected, or treated unfairly. Partaking in service means that we take it upon ourselves to level inequality within our community. It brings people together and ensures that everyone is equal in our communities and that everyone has a say. Fairness is not simply serving who you want to serve. It is going beyond yourself and taking the opportunity to serve everyone who needs a chance. Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friends? Service is the lifeblood of a strong, interconnected community. Isolation is the thing that separates and makes people withdrawn from connecting with others. Service forces proximity within the service. It requires teamwork and communication. When a challenge arises, people have to work together and act as a team, and that shared community turns strangers into partners and partners into friends. By working together, we shed unfamiliarity and selfishness and gain a sense of unity and strength. Number 4, will be beneficial to all concerned. The disconnect we face proves that we are in a competition for the benefit of ourselves. Service provides quite the opposite. When we all thrive, the community thrives, and vice versa. The benefits of service are only circular. What comes around goes around, and it's for everyone's benefit. By participating in service, we only bring strength and benefits to others around us and to our community. By joining together in our power, we find that that there is less, what does it benefit me and what does it benefit us in its place. This is all what about service above self is about. It's what we embody and what we choose to live by. My conclusion, service doesn't heal the physical sense of community. It mends the rip in our social fabric. Service is the bridge that connects every aspect of who we are and who we can become. There are many ways to serve, and they don't always have to be big. It can be little steps taken to help others who are in need and to level out that inequality. It defines who we are and who we can become. When one of us is strong, all of us are strong, and that's what a community is all about. It's defined what we make of it. So if everyone is able to partake even a little bit, it strengthens the whole and makes us completely interconnected. So let's all contribute what we can so that we can all be strengthened and unified together. Thank you.
Extracurriculum is usually used to describe an extra activity in a school. I think that extracurriculum should instead be applied to life itself. It could be any activity or group outside of normal day-to-day life. And that's what my topic's all about. So I've been enrolled in 15 different extracurricular programs, starting in third grade with OBOB and to now, where I'm in a fourfold music program and track and field. Starting with track and field, I'd like to talk about the friendships that I've made and the experiences that I've had. Track can be hard. It can be really hard, especially if you want to compete at the highest level. In my journey to get there, I've had to spend hundreds of hours training my body and my mind and my skill. And through this, through both practicing my throws and my lifting, I've learned sacrifice, discipline, and perseverance. These are extremely important skills to be able to have in life. And not only that, but I've also learned how to make friends. I've been a very closed off person for a lot of my life. Um, but being in track has allowed me to branch out. It's allowed me to make more friends and a lot easier too. We've had so many both wonderful and terrible experiences in track. We had a track meet yesterday. It was probably 85 degrees. Sun was blazing. We were there for hours, and it only gets hotter. We've been out for most of the day, 110 degrees, no break. It's rough. It's really rough, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. And we've had the opposite too. It's been so cold, you feel like your toes are going to fall off. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. These experiences that we've had together and the friendships we build through them, it's unimaginable the impact they have on you. So, similar to that, I'm in 4 different music programs. I am in concert band, marching band, choir, and jazz band. So, there's quite a bit that goes into that. Similar to track, I've spent a lot of time practicing what I play, practicing how I play. And it's less making different noises at different times. It's about sharing a message. It's about getting a piece of you to the audience. And that's where some of the stereotypes of band kids come from. And these stereotypes are not fair. So I'm here to set that. So, one of the stereotypes, one of the main ones, is that we form very, very tight groups because we are antisocial and awkward and don't know how to function. This is not true. The truth is that we form very tight groups, yes, but we do it because we have something in common that most people don't. Music is incredibly connecting. It's like the super glue of the soul. And when you experience making music and giving it to an audience, giving a piece of yourself to others, it's an experience unlike anything I've ever seen. And this is why we have such tight groups. And it's amazing to see. It's amazing to feel. So, what I'd like to do today is encourage you in your daily life, in your normal life, to go out and to find something that you love. I would like you to find an extracurricular. Instead of your normal work, going home and doing what you do there, go out, find something fun. Maybe it's magic tricks. Maybe it's playing pool. It can be anything. But go out, find something that you love, and find other people who are of the same mind. And that's the trick, is to find other people. You can do something you like all you want, but you won't build friendships if you don't do it with other people. And so I would encourage all of you, wherever you are, regardless of age, gender, lifestyle, occupation, to go out, find a group, get together, and make something beautiful. Thank you.
Once again, in front of a bunch of people. Yes, just people. All right. Hello. Um, a quote that I hope to live by and hope y'all can live by as well is that no matter how big or small, every act of kindness matters. Kindness, in truth, and through studies, has shown that people who show kindness are happier in life and tend to have better mental health. And those that receive it tend to strive for things. Example of this is when a woman reported it having struggling through her day, but all it took was one man to say hello and decided to compliment her. She was very happy and thanked him for it. Another time was when a student at a school was alone and he was new to the school, didn't know how to make any friends. And one person came up and asked if they wanted to come and talk with them as friends. They were grateful and very thankful. And the people who done this are happy themselves, doing something for another person for nothing in return. So there's the truth of kindness. It's very good for you, I promise. Anyways, is it beneficial to all concerned, or is it fair to all concerned? Is what I should say. It should be fair to everyone. You should treat everyone with kindness, no matter who they are, no matter what the reason is, no matter if they have a lack of a hand, or because they have a different style of hair or a different style of dressing, or just identify differently to us. You should treat them all with kindness, no matter the reason. And so be fair to everyone. Will it bring goodwill? Yeah, pretty much goodwill. I mean, you're treating people with kindness. Some of the best friends I've ever made was through kindness. I don't think you will ever find a friend better than through kindness. You may find friends through interests, but there's no better way of finding if a good friend is through kindness. Treat everyone with them fairly, and treat them with compassion, even if it may be hard sometimes. Even if days are hard, you should always treat everyone with kindness, as those days may even be better because of it. As a quote of a movie I watched, I think like last year, Superman, if you all seen that, kindness is the new punk rock. Is in this day and age, it's not given out enough. Not enough people treat each other with kindness, and I think you all should change that. I plan on changing that. I think everyone should treat everyone with kindness. Another thing that is, what is the benefit? Correct? Yeah. The four-way test benefits. I think better mental health is a great benefit. You go out, you do good things, and well, you are happier. And that isn't that a great benefit to have? What about a better community? That's another benefit. You help people in your community, and they in return help others, or help you, or help someone else. Kindness doesn't stop at who you help, it passes on. So treat one person with kindness and they'll go on and do the same. All it takes is not even a big thing of kindness. All it takes is maybe a compliment. All it takes is you to say hello and say, hey, you look great, or hey, you are doing something very cool, or whatever. Or just thanking people for doing something nice, or holding a door open. Just doing kind things is all that really matters. In the end, kindness is just a good way to do things, but more things kindness does is just show a goodwill to others. I don't think, can you name anyone who does kindness that you don't look up to or have good respect for? I don't think I can name one. Could you? No? People who are known to be kind tend to go farther in life as well. I mean, look at people like Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, he treated people with kindness, and he wanted people to treat everyone equally with kindness. And we look at him as a great person, although people didn't treat him as the same, but he still wanted to treat everyone with kindness. I mean, he had a dream after all. I couldn't think of a better way to build goodwill than kindness. There's nothing better. And it just makes it makes a better community. I mean, don't we all want a good community where everyone is happy, everyone, well, not all happy all the time, but everyone's happy and content. Everyone is willing to do good things just because, well, we could do it. So I ask of you to go do one kind thing to one person today, someone you may not even know. Or better yet, just go to a park, say something nice to someone, doesn't matter. Because believe it or not, people who do not receive kindness don't show that sometimes. Sure, they may show it in action, but they don't show it mentally sometimes. And we can change that. Kindness does save lives after all. There are some people who struggle with their life, and all it takes is one moment of kindness to help them. That's all people ask. I mean, there's plenty of movies out there that I've seen as well that definitely show why kindness matters. Because if we don't give people kindness, we get things like the Joker, if you've seen that movie as well. Even though not recommended for everyone, but hey, one man who was not treated great and was treated with only disrespect and just wanted people to be kind. That's all he wanted in life. So I say, go be kind. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. You all did an amazing job. And I think every time I go through this, I'm always amazed at the youth and what we have coming down the pike. So thank you all. Great job. Wonderful topics. And so this is a time when the judges kind of sneak off to do their things. So we'll let the judges go off and do their thing. Meanwhile, we have another youth and another special presentation today. So this kind of leads right into our service above self, which I heard today as one of the speeches of how important service above self is. And I think we all understand that. That's exactly why we're here. So our student above self for Gladiola is here, and I'm going to let Lisa Looney introduce her.
First of all, I'd like to introduce the people of her family. We have the principal of Gladiola, Mr. Musser. We have his sister, teacher, and mentor to Evelyn, Missy. And then we and then we have Evelyn's two grandmas. We have Charlie and we have Candace. And we have Evelyn, who will be up here in just a moment, and she's a nervous wreck. So I want you all to be very kind to Evelyn. Okay, so whoever wants to introduce her, okay, start.
Yeah, just the fact that Evelyn's sitting right there is amazing. If you would have saw this girl last year when we got her at the beginning of the year, she would not be sitting here today, that's for sure. My name is Jake Musser. I'm the principal at Gladiola. Evelyn had asked that lovely grandmas came along, but also requested that Miss Musser comes along because she's been pivotal in the transformation of what's taken place over the last couple of years for Evelyn. And she's way more articulate than me. She is my older sister, though, so I'm going to put that out there. So this is Miss Musser. She's going to speak on behalf of Evelyn, and Evelyn will come up and present. Thank you.
He forgot to say wiser, older and wiser. All right. So I am Sunny Musser. I'm a teacher at Gladiola High School. I first met Evelyn while teaching in a self-contained evening class on the Gladiola campus. She was polite, but extremely shy and didn't seem very motivated to come out of her shell. Time went on, and I felt it was best for Evelyn to move from the evening program to the self-contained half-day program, which I also taught. During the time in this class, she started to show her interests and friendly personality. She asked for help when stumped on assignments. She learned tools to self-regulate her anxiety and nervousness. I gave her space, an opportunity to shine, and that's exactly what she did. It was clear that she was feeling more comfortable and starting to see a light in her world of education that had been quite dark before this. As she continued to reveal more of who she is, I started thinking she just needed to feel part of something, and a Gladiola placement would be perfect for her. It also would be necessary so she could catch up on credits and one day graduate. That was the best decision and a catalyst for where she's at today, on track to graduate this school year. It has been a complete pleasure to get to know Evelyn for the incredible human being she is. While teaching her and watching her blossom at Gladiola, my overwhelming thought has been, I'm so fortunate that I get to be part of her education and watch her grow and thrive. She does well in her classes and even goes above and beyond, participating in our construction internship program. Doug. She is focused and hardworking in this program while also being the only female in it at this time. She is kind to others, a natural nurturer in the garden and our campus and with our campus animals. You can often find her hanging out with the turtle or feeding the chickens. Her friendly smile will always brighten your day. She works hard in her classes and shows gratitude for help. Often she'll say something profound and not even realize how impacting it is. She is a joy to interact with and the type of person I want to be around in life. Students like Evelyn are the why for my career as a teacher. I know I'm not alone in this thought. I look forward to seeing all that Evelyn accomplishes in life, as I know she'll positively impact our world while also achieving her goals. Evelyn is so deserving of this award. Thank you for taking the time to acknowledge the amazing person she is.
Good afternoon. I'm Evelyn, one of this year's graduating seniors, and I'm grateful to be with you all today as a Service Above Self recipient. It's an honor to be representing the school that got me to this current point. I would like to thank the Rotarians for planning this event and presenting this award to me. I'm most grateful to Mr. Musser along with the rest of the Gladio staff who considered me for this award. The unconditional support I received through this last year was unbelievable. My high school experience had felt predetermined before, and I had not been able to give a proper effort. It was a shot in the dark for me to attend Gladiola. I had earned less than 1 credit, and my historical attendance was extremely low. I had not been motivated or made to attend school consistently. My biggest concern was catching up to the rest of my peers and being able to graduate. I had fallen so far behind, and my self-esteem only continued to sink. One of the pillars to my success was getting to be a part of such an enchanting campus. I've been able to connect with all the staff on campus and use the opportunities I was granted to their fullest potential. Transitioning to Gladiola gave me a space to grow steadily and broaden my own identity. I was able to accomplish as much as I did by working closely with my academic counselors Holly Hayes and Emily Suda. I was offered a spot in a construction internship as my introduction into the workforce, which gave me confidence as well as employability skills. I'm thankful to the Gladiola staff for being patient with me and encouraging me along the way. With hard work and commitment, I'm happy to say I'm on my way to earning 24 credits in 2 years. I don't believe I would have gotten to this point without these few people. In the audience with me is my grandma, Dawn Grindy. Happy birthday. My grandma, Charlie Sampson, along with my principal, Jake Musser, and my English teacher, Sunny Musser, who's siblings with Mr. Musser. To me, you are immeasurable role models in my life, and I have the utmost respect for you guys. A little about myself. I've been lucky enough to be included in the garden class these last 2 quarters. You can often find me chopping up scraps for the chickens or weeding in the garden. Seeing the animals on campus mess that up. Seeing the animals on campus become more active with the weather is all I could ever wish to see. Before this year, I had no idea how truly capable I could be. My time, my experiences, as well as the staff, has shown me that there are few limits to what I can do. This is a feeling I will carry into my future. Speaking of my future, I have a lot to look forward to in life. I didn't just feel that way a year ago, so it's quite thrilling to find a direction that feels right for me. My plan is to attend Rowe Community College, then later on transfer on to Southern Oregon University. My studies will revolve around ecology and environmental sciences. I hope to have a lasting impact and craft sustainable solutions. While I have learned a lot in my Gladiole classes, I know there's a whole world of knowledge and experiences out there. I look forward to all I will learn and do, and I fully realize I would not be here today without the full support and encouragement given from the people I know today. I also recognize that I chose the path that I'm on, and I feel so much excitement for what's to come. Again, thank you for the award and acknowledging me today. I will carry this with me into my future adventures. Oh, you're right.
Awesome. Your certificate, here's for your athletics.
Oh, really?
And is a check for $855 to help you in your future. And this is a bag of goodies, all kinds of gift cards, gift certificates, and just neat stuff.
Yes, and I would just like to say, Doug and I had no idea coming in until I read it this morning, and it was just like, oh my gosh. I went out to help Doug, just to help because he'd asked for people for the wedding. Remember who we talked about the wedding trellises that they were making out there? And I love to work with kids, and so I went out there. And who did I find, and who did I get the opportunity to work with but Evelyn? And so it was amazing. And she was just an amazing person. And she just did an awesome job. And she held her own with those guys. She was telling them what to do. I was so impressed with that. And then to find out last night when I was reading through the Navigator that was the Evelyn who was going to be honored today. It was true to my heart. And being a teacher, Sunny, I think I had the opportunity to work with Sunny at one point in time. Yeah, it was just wow. This is exactly what we all want to see as a teacher: is see somebody who is kind of blooms later and just kind of like totally is amazing. And I will even say Robin, who is my good friend, which the night between I went and had lunch with my friend Robin, who works at Gladiola. I said I'd been working with a girl named Evelyn, and she goes, oh my gosh, she is absolutely amazing. She is the blossom that why we are all here. So I just want to tell you that I heard that from Robin as well. So good luck in your future. We want to hear from you over again. But yes, I went into environmental science myself. It's just, just saying if you need any help. Anyway, so yes, congratulations. Yeah. All right. What a treat that was. What a treat. I guess he tears in old Doug's eyes over here. I had no idea that he had no idea either. So we were both totally surprised. It was just like, wow, that is just a success story if there ever there was. So now the judges are coming back. In the meantime, if they want to take a minute to breathe, we have a few announcements. So I'm going to read just a few announcements that are going on that we needed. Thank you, Patrice, for coming. And we do have so we've been sending food down to the food bank. So I brought some in today. I'm going to assume you're going to still want it through the rest of the year. Am I correct, Patrice? They will always need food for kids. So let's keep bringing it in and we'll get it to the food bank weekly. There are T-shirts. They didn't get brought out today because Tackett's not here, but we'll just bring them out next time. Porch Fest are $10, and then also the green ones. And I want you to know how nice it was for me yesterday to go out and see Doug wearing his bright green shirt from a mile away. It was just like, wow, there is a Rotarian at work. So that is the purpose for us getting those, so that when we are out and about and doing things, and we will have cleanups coming, I promise. I'm working on it. When we get out there in the world, we want to be seen for what we're doing. I have a couple little things. There's a 4-club Rotary Social April 22nd, which happens to be Earth Day, from 4:30 to 6:30 at Tap Rock, which gives us the opportunity to exchange and meet all the Rotarians. There'll be all 4 clubs Cape Junction, as well as the Greater Grants Pass Friday group and the Wednesday Club and ourselves. So put that on your calendar. There is a $20 cover charge, but that's to pay for the appetizers that will be there. So I look forward to that. I will keep giving you information. I will email to you because I do want RSVPs, but that's April 22nd. Those of you who are on the board, we do have a board meeting coming this next Wednesday, and it's going to be at All Care, but you can, if you'd like, remotely go in. So I'm going to try doing the Zoom meeting from All Care. So it's Wednesday night, 5:30. And I know that John Schiavone was going to sneak up here and give us another announcement. And if anybody else has one, a couple of other dates coming up. May 9th is a Rotary track meet. I have a sign-up list. I'll bring it the next meeting for people to sign up to work at that because that's a big Rotary thing that we do. Support across clubs. They're looking for sponsors. If you know anybody who's interested in sponsorship, I have a form up here. Let's see. I just heard on March 30th, there's going to be a Sante Walk for Peace. So that's another thing coming up. I think it's at 9:30. If you're into Walk for Hope, I think it is, not peace. We did the Walk for Peace. This is a Walk for Hope. So anyway, we'll bring that more up too. So in the meantime, John, you want to come up and give a little, oh, no, oh, you walk carefully. I see you're carrying a glass of wine. That doesn't mean you've downed it, right?
I raised my hand, and our Friday Rotary told me that I could sell these glasses for $1. I have 400 of them at my house. They're in boxes. They never came out. So if you know anybody, if somebody you know is like at a wedding and they need glasses, let me know. Okay. Thank you.
Good information. Yeah, cheers. Okay. And with that, I'm going to say, are the judges ready? Shall we do the drum roll? I'm not very good at drum rolling, so I'll leave that to you. Okay, great.
Hey, all right. So first of all, as always, very impressed. With all four, I see Abby's hightailed it. And with all of the obligations that you have during the day, and with not just school, but extracurricular activities and so on, I'm impressed that you are here doing this. How did you fare? Well, Abby took first place. And Abby took first place for these reasons. Her subject area was gossip, which I think every person in this room went, oh yeah, I can relate to this. The way she went about doing this from the moment she took the podium, her projection with her voice was really well done. She stayed on topic. She applied the four-way test with every aspect of her topic. And that was important, as you were all told that you needed to incorporate the four-way test. So I've just addressed her delivery, which was very well done. And by the way, she looked good. Looking good is important. You want to make a good impression when you're standing in front of a group of people. And she did just that. Time-wise, well, she hit the mark. She was right on with time, which we give you a time period. If you're too short, we minus a point. If you go too long, we we minus points for that as well. All right. We all thought that it's important to also include a quote, and many of you did that. She took Maya Angelou as her quote, which was very a prescient thing to do, a very good thing for her to do, because Maya Angelou addressed that idea about gossip and how it tears down rather than builds up. Number 2, second place. Where's Henry? You took second place, buddy. All right. I dinged you just a little bit for how you're dressed. But I'm not sure that my compatriots here did the very same thing. But I do feel it is important when you're doing a delivery that you want to look the part. I'm looking at the part right here. Does he? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, yeah, but how you appear to an audience is important. All right. So what did you take on? Service.
It's one of the most important things a community can have.
Now, I totally agree with you. However, now my background, I should tell you what my background is. I'm a retired music teacher. But I also, and I taught at the college and at the elementary level. And one of the things that I really pushed is projection, which we would have worked with you. You need to project that voice because if you do not, even mic'd, it's difficult to hear. Okay. Projection also implies confidence, which is something that you'll want to work on because that's something that was a service is a great topic. Comparing it to the four-way test is actually a great idea because you worked with self versus community. And that's a big piece of service, isn't it? Okay. I was hoping you were going to quote somebody like JFK. Yeah. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. We had to ding you just a slight bit because you went over it on the time limit. Am I right? Under on the time limit. Yeah. Should have been just a wee bit longer. Okay. Third place, Corbin. Corbin. Yes. Okay. So you talked a lot about extracurricular. And of course, for somebody like me, it just really, I loved that topic because here you are, Mr. Track Guy, but then you also took it into music, band, and choral as well. I'm getting the sign to stop it. Okay. And we also had to ding you a little bit because of time. But I will say, you worked completely without note cards, didn't you? Yay. And you kept that flow going, didn't you? Nicely done. All right, fourth place. I can't keep going on, but it's Thomas. And Thomas, I think kindness is a wonderful topic, but it was too big. You needed to narrow it down to what? To the four-way. Yeah, which you did not do. And that was detrimental to you because kindness is a great idea because it works right into service, community, and so forth. I think another thing that is very noticeable is that you're doing it now. You were nervous. And when you're nervous, I know a nervous can be a habit. So what do you want to do? You want to just some deep breaths, right? So that's not noticeable. Thank you all. You did a great job.
Can I ding you for time, Kelly? No, thank you for doing that, Kelly. That was wonderful. Great information. She is a great teacher. Trust me, I taught with her for 25 years, so I know her well. So congratulations to all of you. I don't have all the information I need to know who our winner is and what to give you because that kind of just went right over my head until today. And Gina came in and said, oh, I don't remember. I didn't know we were doing this. So we will make sure that we get the prizes and all that to you. And I apologize for not thinking of that ahead. Too many things on a president's plate. Jen, take note of that. She's president next year. And she's also going to come up and do the Sergeant of Arms today. So I'll hand it over to Jen.
Thank you. Great job to all of our speakers today. I'm just going to start because I'm going to give you my business card because I work, it says I work for aviation, which I do, but I also work at Road Community College. I've been there for almost 28 years. So if you need anything at all, come see me. And my email address for both is on that card. and I'd be honored to help you. Excellent job today. So I was going to say all these really funny stories and then talk about and ask for happy bucks with those starting with a great story. But I was really inspired by your speeches, including yours. And I was talking with a lovely young woman that I work with, and she's working in the play Anastasia that's coming up very soon. And she said, we've just reached that moment in our rehearsals where all the cliques kind of fade away and people that weren't friends become friends. And it's one of the most beautiful things that we see working in theater. And that's a lot of what I heard in the messages that everybody was sharing today. So I would like you all to share happy bucks and to tell us a story that comes to mind for you and something you're celebrating along those lines of feeling like you belong and included.
I've got two happy things. First of all, last weekend I gave blood. How many here have given blood in the past? For those of you that haven't, look around. It doesn't hurt. It's like a shot. It's really wonderful to do. The other is the most memorable thing of my adult life was when I was a school teacher and then became a realtor. And then I met a middle-aged woman by the bank, and she said, "You were the only one that told me I was worth anything." It still chokes me up.
Yeah. I got happy bucks, and I'd start to talk about Evelyn, but I'd be broke, and I'd be crying too much. So, good for anyone. Okay, so I got happy bucks and sad bucks. I got happy bucks because we built 3 wedding arbors, all of us, the club, and the high school students built 3 wedding arbors for the county parks, and they were very appreciative, and they all came out really well. And we'll try to get some pictures on on something sooner or later. So that's happy buck. I got a sad buck. I got a broken water line underneath a concrete slab, and there's water gushing out. It's like, oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, got to figure out where to start breaking concrete. And then I got a little bit of a happy buck, sad buck story. Very quick here. So my daughter pawned off some tablet toothpaste on me. She didn't want them. I don't know. I just, okay, I'll take them. I'll try them. You know, I guess they're good for the environment. You don't buy toothpaste all the time. So it turns out chewing a tablet up to make toothpaste is kind of tough because you got this chew swallow thing going on in your mouth. You chew, you swallow. It's kind of automatic. It's sort of built in. And apparently mine works really well because chewing this and trying not to swallow is the hard thing to do. And then to boot, it tastes crappy. Got this bittery crud in the back of my throat, and I can't figure out how to swallow. So sad buck is I did that for about 20 days. 20 days of that, and happy buck is I finally stopped. And then really another happy buck. Anybody like these?
So I have happy bucks because I went to the play this weekend that the Performing Arts Center had put on by the high school students. Absolutely great. Under the Stars. Was that it? Beneath the Silent Sky. Thank you. It was terrific. Those students at the high school are doing wonderfully well. And one of the other things that makes me greatly happy is that they donated some money to Women's Crisis Support Team, which is of course close to my heart as a board member. So I just wanted to tell you all of that. And the third thing is an announcement. Grants are coming up. If you have an idea that you would like to, as a club member, that you would like to promote and get a grant for, let me know. Very soon, as in before April 1st.
Thank you, Tommy. I think we got time for one more. Okay, I have one happy buck because we're back from our trip. And while there, we had a couple cancellations in a couple ports. One port, I was supposed to take a cooking class. That didn't happen. Jim found me a cooking class in Cartagena, Colombia. He went with me, and there was 10 of us in this cooking school, and we had a blast. We cooked Colombian food. We were all chefs. We were all cooking. We were all having fun. My second is a sad, happy buck. There was a major failure in the water system at EST6 in Cozumel. They sent us pictures and video. One of the main pipes burst that feed the roof to the thing. So now they're working at getting that fixed. And that's kind of a little setback, but they're going to get it done. And fortunately,
it'll happen. But it's pretty much almost closed out now. Everything's been transferred to them. So hopefully in the next month, we can have that done.
All right, make it fast.
I'll try. I have $3, and I just want to say that our 4 Rotaries here in Josephine County are working on a project, and we're April 1st, we'll get a decision, but it looks really good. Thanks.
There we go. Thank you, John. All right, we're going to draw our card for our winner. And I have 42 happy bucks because tomorrow is my 42nd anniversary. And so speaking of being a little fearful, I had been through one marriage and had not worked. And so I was really frightened to enter that second marriage. And I also had 2 children. So I was a package deal. And that was a very, very frightening thing. I was actually going to get married on February 14th, but I got scared and backed out. And I could not do a celebration because I was too scared. So I slipped off to the county courthouse on March 20th, the day of spring and new beginnings. And here I am 42 years later, and I'm still married. So that is a wonderful story. So like I said, gain your confidence. So that's great. So now we have a winner, and it is the 10 of diamonds. If you had, Bela. All right, so he knows what that is. So I'll give you some quick thoughts, and this is the teacher in me. I had to come up with some thoughts about learning in kids. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we actually learn by doing them. Another one, the illiterate that was by Aristotle. So that one goes way back. This one, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And oh, do we know that to be true? And this is what I love. The first half of my life, I went to school. The second half of my life, I got an education. And that's by Mark Twain. So have a great day and see you next week.